Have you ever wondered how Adam Wardziński is able to sweep so many people with one of the most basic sweeps in jiu-jitsu? Well, if you're not already familiar with Adam, he's the first European to win the IBJJF Worlds, and he's won the Pans, the Europeans, and countless other tournaments. And one of the foundations of his game is something you probably learned as a 6-month white belt, and that is the basic butterfly sweep. Throughout the years, everyone knows it's coming, but time and time again, he pulls it off at the highest levels of competition. Even in the finals of the Worlds this year, he pulled it off before moving to mount, getting the finish, and winning the gold medal.
You can't keep getting away with it!
In this video, we're going to explore some of the tricks and strategies Adam uses to make this happen. One of my foundational beliefs in jiu-jitsu is that you need to craft your own specific style. So I want to break down what Adam does so that you can decide if something you want to integrate into your game. And if you don't already know me, my name's Sean. I'm a BJJ black belt and a founder of the BJJ education app, Digitsu. All right, so let's jump right into it. We're not going to go over every detail of the butterfly sweep in this video, but we're going to go over the things that Adam emphasizes and things that are unique about his style. While Adam finishes the butterfly sweep with all sorts of different grips, there are two grips in particular I've noticed more often than not he uses to finish the sweep. So this position here where Adam has a cross collar grip, he has like a butterfly hook, he's controlling the sleeves, he's out on his side, there's some distance. This is a position Adam calls lazy butterfly. We're not going to focus on this position too much in this video. The thing I wanted to focus on to start with is the first grip where he has the sleeve there. So one thing I've noticed is that when he finishes the butterfly sweep, he'll often have a sleeve grip right here to the side he's taking them. This is opposed, let's say like an overhook or hugging the arm to his body. And then he'll often grab that sleeve and he'll stuff it either between his legs or through the outside.
This position, okay? But always when I want to sweep, I want to use this arm to fold him. Like here, or I can push outside.
So not only does controlling the sleeve prevent them from basing out, you notice as he stuffs it through, it starts to turn their shoulder over into the sweep. So we have one of Adam's matches from the Worlds this year. I just want to show you another thing he likes to do with this grip here. So he has that sleeve grip, just like we talked about. I believe on his far side, he has like an overhook, he has cross lapel. And what he likes to do here, sometimes rather than stuffing it between his legs, he'll bring it into his body. He'll bring his own body up underneath him as he comes up to finish the sweep. And what this will do, this again will pull the arm inside, but also has that same effect of bringing his opponent over into the sweep.
Both feet. And here he goes.
That's what I mean right there,
sweeps.
Danny.
Classic Adam Wardzinski.
So one more time, I just want to show you what he does here. So you notice here, he's kind of, this is right before he goes for the sweep. He's going to work his way up to the elbow to kind of push, but also create space so that he can pull that elbow back underneath his body as he sucks the sleeve in with him and goes for the sweep here. Right there. So now he has the arm tucked, he's pulling him forward, he's pulling his hips forward, and he's going to start to rotate the shoulder here and finish the sweep. And there you go. Beautiful.
Goes.
That's what I mean.
So the other thing I want to emphasize is his other grip. So here's a similar situation in the match, and he has that sleeve grip we just talked about, but more often than not, Adam prefers to have a belt grip with the other arm. He will finish with other grips, just like we saw where he had like an overhook, but his favorite preferred grip from what I've seen is this belt grip here. So we're going to see a similar example here. He has the sleeve, he has a belt, and watch as he stuffs this arm through here, and he uses the belt grip to lift the hips and finish the sweep. And here's another example of Adam using those two preferred grips where he has like a sleeve grip and he has a belt grip here. And there you go. And notice how in this case, he has like a little bit of a different sleeve grip, but he's still stuffing it through to finish the sweep. So another thing I learned from Adam, and a mistake I was making for a very long time, and I believe I was taught the right way, but I kind of forgot and I kept making this mistake. And once I emphasized it and was more aware of it, my butterfly sweeps got a whole lot better. And that's head position here. Adam likes to finish the butterfly sweep with his head on the opposite side he's finishing them to bring himself out as opposed to being caught underneath.
And I got it on the right side. So always I want to stay here. Just in case, if I need, I will push back. And I will never land with my opponent crashing here on my head.
He said that, it's kind of funny. Like that's when I realized I was making this mistake because I've done the sweep before here.
Crashing.
And I've hit my head
here.
Just like that. And I've actually gotten stingers from going for the sweep like this. So now I'm very aware of this. When I go for the sweep, I bring my head outside to finish the sweep.
On my head.
So we talked a lot about the grips, a little bit about head positioning, but the next thing I learned from Adam that really helped my butterfly game immediately is what he does with his top leg and how he finishes the sweep. When I would go for the butterfly sweep in the past, typically I would go for the position and then I would extend this top knee here. Like I would extend this leg to kind of finish the sweep. What Adam does is really interesting, and this tip really helped my butterfly guard tremendously, is that he does not rely on extending that knee. Instead, he brings that knee up to his chest and he uses the bottom foot entirely to change angle and to elevate. And if we continue on, here's a good explanation of what I was talking about with using that bottom leg.
Whenever I'm in this control, I'm having this one stick to his knee. I'm not stretching the top one, okay? I'm stretching the bottom one. So I'm gonna use the bottom one to elevate. Now look, knee is on the hip all the time. The inside part of my knee stick to the hip all the time. Now I have to come closer to my opponent to elevate a little bit more. The knee maintain its position.
So to review, he has that knee, he's bringing it up to his chest. He's not extending that top knee. He's out on his toes, on his bottom leg. He's using that to hop and to extend and elevate. At the same time, he's using grips like what we talked about. He has the sleeve grip there, and he might have a belt grip or something like that there. Here's another good shot here. So you see Adam has his knee brought to his chest. He's out on the toes on the bottom leg. He has like an overhook here, and I guess an overhook on the far side here. He has his head outside. What I really like about this shot is a good way to think about throws and sweeps where you bring your opponent forward. You're basically forcing them to do like a forward roll. That idea is helpful when you're doing the butterfly sweep because it helps inform the idea that you want to hold their arm in and kind of rotate their shoulder over and make them kind of do that roll as you hop and extend this leg and create an angle. And this clip is a great example of what I was talking about earlier, is that Adam doesn't rely on that top leg to finish the sweep. He relies on hopping on the bottom leg's toes and creating an angle.
Towards the basing leg. 1, 2. We have a.
And there you go. So if you get stuck with your butterfly sweep, don't fall into the trap of extending that top leg because you can get smashed like we showed earlier. Try to hop with that bottom leg and maintain that top leg tight to your body. And here's an example from the match. We're starting out here. Adam has his preferred grip here of that belt. I believe he has a sleeve grip here. He has a butterfly hook. And I want you to watch as I play this clip out, how Adam will attempt to sweep the first time. He'll kind of get blocked, but then he'll use hopping on the bottom leg to finish the sweep. And as I was just playing that out, I noticed another interesting detail in this one. He wasn't just like necessarily hopping. Watch as he almost does like a reverse shrimp to move himself forward and then get another angle and finish the sweep. So right here is this bottom leg. See that? His leg was here and then he brought it back. It's really subtle, but I thought it was really interesting. Boom. Yep. And he brings it back. And now by creating this angle now, he's going to take him over for the sweep. And one thing cool about the butterfly sweep and also how Adam does it, it's a good sweep to be good at on both sides because typically if an opponent blocks one side, you can switch to the other side. But when they block one side, it opens up an opportunity to sweep the other way. So I'm just going to let this clip play out, but pay attention to some of the grips Adam uses and how he switches sides.
Adam reaching high up for that belt grip.
And he's so good that he does from both sides.
Looks like he's trying to pull that sleeve in. It's off bounds, Fellipe. Oh, and he comes up. Sweep from Adam Wardzinski.
So another thing really cool about the way Adam uses the butterfly sweep, you can go back and you can look at all the videos we posted. I think almost in every single one. When he finishes the butterfly sweep, he's not just trying to land on top and then getting caught in the opponent's guard. He immediately looks to pressure, almost like pressuring mount, but in particular, he looks for that knee slice and he tries to slice that knee through past the hip line to be in a really good passing position. He's like negating their guard and he's almost past at that point. So it's really good about this in IBJJF rule set is that he'll get a sweep, he'll get 2 points, he'll be in a very good passing position, and then he'll maintain that for a few seconds, and then he'll start pressuring that pass with that knee slice, and then he'll get 3 points for the pass, and then typically what he likes to do is he'll go straight to mount. So that's 2 points for the sweep, 3 points for the guard pass, and 4 points for the mount. So that would be in rapid succession, 9 points. And here's one example of what I'm talking about here. Adam has 2 points, I believe, for a sweep, and he's already threading that kind of knee slice.
Now Adam trying to get deep on that underhook.
Oh, man.
He's trying to go for the knee cut.
That's such
Cuts his knee over to the mount. Adam Wardzinski.
Wow.
A guard pass and a mount.
He did the
Incredible.
Same thing. He did the same thing in the journey to the finals. Remember when he's
And he has 9 points. I was just waiting for that scoreboard to update. And here's another example. I actually showed this butterfly sweep earlier, so that's where Adam got the 2 points. In this case, he has his knee kind of passed through here, and he's going to go straight to mount. And there, so he got 2 points for the sweep, 3 for the guard pass, and 4 for the mount. So he went up to 9 points right there. All right, so a bit of a disclaimer. Adam's butterfly guard does get shut down sometimes, but I would bet if you looked at the majority of Adam's matches, especially the matches he's won, he successfully pulled off the butterfly sweep, or at least used the threat of it to pull off other things. In fact, that made it super easy to make this video because you can just find any match of his and you'll see things we talk about being utilized. Adam does have many other techniques and sweeps he goes for, but from everything I've seen, all of them seem to play off this basic butterfly sweep. To be effective, especially in competition, from what I've seen, and in my opinion, it's better to be great at a few techniques than be okay at many.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
I feel often, unless you're in a phase of your training where you're purposely exploring techniques, it's better to focus rather than falling into the trap of technique collecting. I feel this is particularly true of how you choose to play guard because there's so many possibilities. For example, you can find someone like Wardzinski who primarily plays the butterfly style of guard in competition, and then you can find someone else like another world champion like Sumi Gaeshi who prefers close guard, and rarely you'll see him playing butterfly guard in competition. With that being said, you should look for techniques and positions that you're able to consistently pull off and use these as anchors to build your game around. For example, if you're a blue belt and you're able to pull off a certain technique against other blue belts and even some higher belts sometimes, it could be worth doubling down on this technique and building your game around it, similar to how Adam uses the butterfly guard. With that all being said, let's jump back into the technique and see how Adam is able to do this. So executing the sweep, like we went over, is one thing, but what's more interesting to me is how Adam is able to find himself in position with his preferred grips to pull off the sweep over and over again. So one thing Adam will do, whether he's on the feet or playing butterfly guard, he'll start with basic grips first, like lapel grips, and then he'll use that to control posture, and then he'll upgrade his grips from there, working towards that belt grip we were talking about earlier on the back. To show you what I'm talking about, here's a match Adam had earlier this year. He's starting out on the feet. I believe he has a same side lapel grip with his left arm. He sits down. He has that grip. Now notice how he has that grip and he has that sleeve grip we're talking about here. I want you to watch as he uses this lapel grip to break down posture. He's briefly going to have an overhook and then he's going to go for that back grip we were talking about. Right here, boom, overhook, and then bam, belt grip. So there we go. So now he has that butterfly hook, sleeve grip, and belt grip. That's his preferred grip. And later on in this match, he actually does pull off the butterfly sweep. Here we are, 10 seconds later. You can see he has the grips. He's using that bottom leg hopping we talked about. And he finishes sweep and he has his knee in the middle and he's pressuring the pass like he usually does. And here's another example I want you to see. Instead of a same side collar grip, he has a cross collar grip. He's going to use that grip to break posture from there and then work his way to the belt grip on the back. See how he dragged him down there? Once the posture's broken, now he goes right for that belt grip there. So there we go. He has that sleeve and belt grip he likes to have there. And a few minutes later, he's able to eventually, using those grips, make some space, use that bottom foot, and finish the butterfly sweep. Again, already pressuring him out, knee in the middle there. Another thing Adam's really good about is pinning the opponent's knee to the mat and then finding ways to force that knee to the mat. If you think about it, to do the basic butterfly sweep, you want that knee on the mat and you want to keep it there so that you can go for the sweep. If your opponent is like standing on their feet, then it's very difficult to do. Like if you have your feet inside and they're standing up, you're probably going to have to move on to something else like, single leg X or X guard or something. But Adam has a bunch of tricks and ways to bring that knee down and pin it there. So right here, Adam has a bit of a knee shield. He uses knee shield sometimes to create space. You notice how his opponent here is up on his feet, his knee is off the mat. So one trick Adam does often, he'll take this foot and then he'll bring it underneath the ankle here and he'll extend that out with that hook to bring his opponent's knee to the mat. So if we watch right here, keep an eye on that. Boom, right there. So notice he used that, he lifted the foot back, and then he was able to pin the knee right to the mat right there. And the other thing I want you to pay attention to, he brought his opponent's knee to the mat, but what's to stop them from getting back up? Adam uses his inside leg, and he uses a grapevine right here to keep the knee to the mat. So it's really subtle, but that sort of grip there, how he has his foot over and he's hooking there, that makes it very difficult for the opponent to come up to his knee again. So if you watch here, I'm just gonna play this out for a second. See that hook there? That's what's preventing his opponent from building right back up to his foot again right there. Here's another example from the Worlds this year, and I want you to see how in the reset, how Adam right away, he sneaks that foot right in there in that position. So they're resetting. Now he's putting his foot underneath there, hooks it, and look at that hook. You can see from this angle just how tight that is in there and how he's hooking. And here's another example. You see how his opponent is kind of squatting on his feet here. Now you can see what Adam does here to bring him down to the mat, and he hooks it right away. And then in this case, Adam finishes a knee lever or John Wayne sweep, and that brings us on to our next topic. So we're not going to go into super detail of the knee lever or John Wayne sweep, but I just wanted to show you guys a quick video of Adam teaching it so you have some idea.
We're going down, I raise up.
So why this is so effective and why this is an important part of Adam's game. Typically when he's going for his butterfly sweep, he's trying to take them back this way. Oftentimes people know this, so they put all their weight back here in this back corner, back here in this knee. Sometimes they might even prevent his butterfly hook from getting in. And that's often when Adam will use the knee lever as an option. The only thing he's doing here is controlling this sleeve so that when he takes them this way, he can end up on top. It's a nice option for him to even just open up space. Sometimes he'll go for it and he might not finish it. The reaction he gets lets him set up his butterfly guard sweeps that we were going over earlier. And what he'll do here with this, he's going to bring that grapevine foot we were talking about. He's going to bring that heel to the mat, and he's going to bring his other foot on the outside to block the knee. Nice little detail I haven't seen really learning the sweep. Adam also really likes to lift his hips as he does it. So you see right here. So now he's blocking with this leg. This foot's coming down, and he knows how he lifts his hips, and his far knee is going to kind of hit the belly area here. And he's raising up, and he's controlling that sleeve as he comes over. And there you go. And here's another example from competition right here. Watch as he brings that foot to the mat, controls the sleeves, and he comes up. And again, finishes with that knee in the middle that we've been talking about. And you can see him do it right here in the finals and the Worlds. He's going to thread the knee lever. Now watch how he grabs that belt grip. And he gets the foot inside. He puts the knee to the mat. And now he's already starting to be in position to do the things we talked about earlier. Another guard Adam's really good at is basically seated guard, where he's sitting up. He might grab the lapel. He might go shin on shin. From there, he'll look for dummy sweeps and wrestle ups and different takedowns from there. This is the sort of thing Adam looks for when the opponent is literally going straight back and he doesn't have enough grips established to break their posture and bring that knee to the mat like we talked about earlier. And here's another good example here where his opponent's going to go straight back out and Adam's going to sit up with him and then get a dummy sweep here. Points it out. Boom, dummy sweep. Super simple. So this is another dilemma Adam creates. In this case, if their opponent goes straight back, he'll sit up with them. From that seated guard, Adam also has ways to pull them back to the mat with him and set up his butterfly guard. Again, he has all these sort of counters to when his opponents are just avoiding the butterfly guard. Maybe he'll get those sweeps, but oftentimes the opponents realize the other threat and then he's able to just like pull them back to butterfly guard. So lastly, and important worth mentioning, Adam's game plan begins on the feet. So typically Adam likes to pull guard. He'll establish his grips and then he'll pull guard underneath, usually with butterfly hooks or even half guard. And then from there, he looks to upgrade his grips, like what we talked about, looking for that belt grip, making sure he controls that sleeve. And if they put their weight in the back corner, he has that knee lever off balance we talked about. They go straight back. He kind of has that dummy sweep, sit-up guard, all these things created to just funnel them towards that butterfly sweep. And then once Adam gets his sweep, he's typically looking to put that knee in the middle. He's looking to threaten mount. Then once he gets mount, once he gets the pass, he has a ton of points and he has a ton of finishes from mount and then also from the back as well. The beginning of this match here is just a great example of just everything we talked about here. We're starting out here on the feet. Adam's looking for his grips. He's got that lapel grip. He's got that sleeve grip. He sits, he pulls guard right there. Notice how he's using that trick right there to get the knee pin to the mat. Right there, he used that to insert the butterfly hook. He went the shin on shin guard right there. Look for the dummy sweep. His opponent's balancing. He pulls guard again. He's looking for his underhook there. He has that bell grip. He's using that trick again there to bring that knee to the mat, or try to. His opponent tries to hip out. And notice here, Adam just switched sides. He was threatening one side with the butterfly. Now he's doing the other side. That double belt grip lets him switch either side. Now he has his grip on the belt, on the sleeve here. Going for his butterfly sweep. He's hopping. Has his butterfly sweep. Putting that knee through. He's trying to threaten him out right away. Pushing that knee. Pressuring. Knee to the mat. And just like we showed earlier, he's able to get mount. And he's able to get his 11 points right at the very beginning there. So there's obviously a lot more to Adam's game than everything we've covered today, but these are some of the core foundational elements. He does all these things so often, you can just find some random match of his, and I'm sure you'll see most, if not all, of the things we've talked about today. Just like how Adam uses grip fighting, guard pulling, knee pinning, the John Wayne sweep, and the sit-up guard to set up his butterfly sweep, you should work backwards from your favorite techniques and find ways to get there from every position. This includes ways from the start to bring the match into your game as soon as possible, just like Adam does. Adam and his butterfly guard sweep are just one example. You can save yourself a lot of time by studying a competitor who pulls off your favorite techniques at the highest levels of competition. You know, for example, if you're having success with closed guard, Roger Gracie could be a good person to study. Or if you like De La Riva, Berimbolo, and back takes, the Mendez brothers would be a great option. Whoever you choose to study, you can pay attention to how they're able to keep finding themselves in the same positions to pull off the same techniques over and over again, and how they deal with different counters and things their opponent does. So instead of just showing up to class every day and just training whatever the move of the day is and not thinking about anything else, you should have a specific plan on skills you're working towards and things you want to develop. Just like Adam's game is built around the butterfly sweep, you should identify specific techniques and then master these techniques, the various counters and reactions, and create dilemmas that funnel your opponent towards this move. Ultimately, you should have a path from every single position to find your way to your best few techniques. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you disagree with any of my opinions, please let me know in the comments and let me know what you think about this video and if you'd like to see more like it. Thank you for watching.